weddings could be pretty good way to pay the bills these days. Even though 50% of weddings end in divorce and 100% of them end in death, doing them part. Sorry, this is getting really dark for no reason at all. It's okay. Don't listen to me. You'll be together forever, I promise. So when it comes to capturing, hopefully, this couple's most special moment of their lives, gear definitely matters. You have to have reliable tools to get the job done. You have to. And even though you might think so, unfortunately, a lot of cameras and lenses out there just don't cut it when it comes to situations with uncontrolled lighting and available shooting space. There's been times when literally the mother, the father of the bride, or the whole family is damn near up at the altar surrounding the couple and the priest, and then you're trying to like shoot over people's shoulders just to hopefully get some kind of clean shot so that the bride doesn't rip your head off when she gets her video. So let's go over some gear, and not just camera and lenses, even little things that you might not be thinking about that will wind up making your long ass day, because these days are crazy, as smooth as possible. Why does it look like I got titties? I don't got titties, I swear. It's just, maybe if we just bunch it all the way up, then the bunches kind of blend in. Does that work? No, it doesn't at all. It looks like I got hella titties. All right, we're going to start with the camera and lenses, but then we'll work our way through and name off some things in no particular order that I keep with me every single time I shoot a wedding. And I've been shooting weddings non-stop lately. So I'm personally a Sony shooter. Another brand that I think you can get by with is Canon, and that's about it at this point. Maybe the new Panasonic. But yeah, if it were up to me, I would say Sony 1, Canon 2. I just feel like Sony's the most reliable, and on a day where there are basically 0 reshoots or retakes, reliability goes a long way. Now for our main camera, because you guys definitely want to have some kind of backup camera, especially if you're shooting by yourself. Me and my partner, we keep at least 4 cameras running during the ceremony. Better have that ceremony footage. My main camera I'm going with right now is still the Sony FX3. It's my favorite camera that I've ever used, either the FX3 or the A7S III. You're gonna get similar results out of both cameras. Now for a secondary camera, it's okay to budget down a little bit. Extra cameras are usually most important during a ceremony. You always wanna have a secondary camera set up somewhere static on a tripod, pointing directly at the couple and the priest or rabbi or whoever's performing the wedding at the altar or venue or beach or mountaintop or backyard, wherever this couple's getting married. You always want to have at least one safety camera there recording the whole thing at all times, just in case something goes wrong, battery dies, you have to switch angles and the video gets shaky. You want to always make sure that you have a safety camera rolling that you can cut to in situations like that. For me, I use the Sony ZV-E10, which is a great small camera, shoots 4K. It's not 10-bit, it's 8-bit footage, but still looks pretty good. Perfect for a secondary camera. It has an APS-C size sensor, which is one step down from a full frame sensor, so fairly large sensor size in here. Still has great autofocus. You could shoot an S-Log too. And a big benefit about using an APS-C size sensor, like I said, a lot of times you want to use these on tripods just set up somewhere at the location where the couple is getting married, and it's probably going to have to be out of the way since it's on a tripod and you're just going to leave it there while you're on your main camera. So a lot of those situations wind up being far away from the couple. This is where an APS-C sensor actually shines, probably even over a full frame sensor, because any lens that you throw on top of here is going to have an additional 1.5 times crop. So it's going to be zoomed in 1.5 times more than what it says on the lens. So getting more distance out of your secondary camera is definitely a benefit. And I think the ZV-E10 is a perfect backup. Not the perfect backup, but really good. Now for lenses, if you're shooting with a team or a secondary shooter or something like that, it's a really good idea to strategize and mix up the different focal lengths. That way you have everything covered, your wides, your tights, and everything in between. I'm mostly rocking a 50mm on here. And then when it gets into tighter situations like a dance floor or something like that, I switch over to a 20mm. The Sony 50mm f1.2 might be my favorite lens that I've ever shot with before. It's amazing. It's a little pricey, but if you're shooting weddings for a living, it might be a good idea to reinvest back into your gear so that you can deliver better results, so that you can raise them prices. Third-party lenses like Sigma or Tamron are always a good choice if you want to save some money, but you're going to get the best results out of native Sony glass. Next up is your drone. Now, you could probably get by without a drone, but in my opinion, it's a must. There's just way too much competition out there trying to do what you're trying to do. And if the venue is really beautiful and it looks really good from an aerial shot, then chances are the people getting married and paying you the big bucks for this video are gonna want some drone shots in their video. For me, I'm actually still rocking the DJI Air 2S. Long time ago, I was the type of person that had to just upgrade every year with every new release, and unless you're really stacking some paper, you're gonna find yourself broke doing that, because these people are releasing like 3 drones a year here. The Air 2S is great. 3K or 4K? 5K, shoots 5K, 10-bit, 1-inch sensor, fairly small and compact. Right now, I would still say that the Air 2S, for what you're getting for the price, it's definitely the best bang for your buck. A Mini 2 is pretty good. A Mini 3 Pro is a really great choice. I had the opportunity to fly one of them. I thought the image quality looked fairly similar. I think the Air 2S is still a little bit better. That sensor size is just a little bit bigger, and it definitely flies better in windy situations, and it's a much more heavier weighted, durable. That 3 Pro, that thing is like an empty water bottle. What is It's like an empty water bottle. It's like, that thing is light. It's lightweight. And now the really great thing about the Air 2S is that DJI gave support for the Air 2S to the new smart controller, which is just great. This is the same controller that comes with the DJI Mini 3 Pro. And it's night and day not having to whip out your smartphone every single time that you want to pick up that drone. Like, a lot of times it just made me not want to bring my drone anywhere, because I'm like, oh, I gotta make sure my phone is charged now, and then I gotta connect it and take off my Apple Wallet, and what a pain in the ass. The only other problem with this smart controller are these little joysticks right here. You still have to take them on and off, but I found the greatest accessory that might be in my entire kit, and it was only $19.99. It was $20. By the way, I'll leave links to whatever I could find in this video down in the description below, along with my link to my new second channel. If you didn't see my last video, The Everything Man is back, but it's on a separate channel. Non-camera and tech stuff, full creativity, rawness, uncensored goodness. It's gonna be fun. Go over there and subscribe. I'll leave a link right here or in the description below, or on the end screen. It would mean a lot. This accessory right here is from PGY Tech. It's a little plastic, just probably 3D printed shell, and it goes perfectly right over, perfect fit for the DJI Smart Controller. And the best part of all is that you don't have to remove the joysticks. I haven't removed these joysticks since I got this case, and you can't knock into them. See, it's really not good to leave your joysticks on and then throw your controller in the bag, because what happens is things get shuffled around in your bag, you sit on it, you throw it around, things get squished, whatever it may be. And then what happens is there's tension against the joysticks, and it can actually destroy your controller. I've had it happen to me twice now. And having this cheap little amazing cover, which was just genius, allows me to never have to take these joysticks off again. Boom. Fire it up, ready to go. Next up is audio. Whenever you have microphone situations like toasts or introductions or whatever is spoken on the mic, you want to make sure you capture it. So you're going to want to have some kind of audio recording device that you could bring over to your DJ and hope he's not a doucher and allows you to hook it up to his system. I personally have the Zoom F3. I think this thing is the tits. Like my shirt. You have 32-bit float, which is a super high quality format that you basically can't speak too loud or too low on. There's like almost no way to clip audio on this thing with 32-bit float, which is great because a lot of times people either speak too loud into the mic or they speak like a little soft flower. And the Zoom F3 has 32-bit and it offers phantom power with 2 XLR inputs. The battery life is good, the build quality is amazing, and the best part is because it's 32-bit float, you don't have to worry about setting any type of levels. Just turn it on, press record, and you're good to go. This is about as reliable as it gets when it comes to audio. I also like the DJI wireless microphone system. This thing is just, I've tested out a whole lot of wireless microphones on this channel. Everybody and their mother makes wireless microphones these days, and I've pretty much tested probably 80% of them, and the DJI wireless microphones are the best that I've ever used. Next up is lights. Now, even though the FX3 and the A7S III are really good in low light situations, some venues and dance floors, they're just super poorly lit, and you want to be able to have some lights with you so that you can help out your shooting situation a little bit and not have to crank it all the way up to 500,000 ISO. And you don't want to use big soft lights either. It's not going to work for you. Number one, you're going to have to leave them on a stand and leave them somewhere. God forbid somebody gets too drunk and they're dancing like crazy, or they just back up and knock it over and then it falls on a little kid, or grandma trips over one of the tripod legs. You want to just keep these things as small and compact as possible. These are the Iwata Tech Master S tube lights. I had to say that like 10 different takes. They're small, they're rechargeable. The battery life is pretty good on these. They're really bright. Let's see, what are we at right now? This is 40. Let's crank this hoe all the way up. That's 100%. These things go. They're also multicolor and they're magnetic, and the magnets are pretty good on here. Now we're gonna skip over gear for a second and talk about the work that comes after the wedding, the editing. Editing the wedding teasers and trailer might actually be more work than shooting the wedding itself. And it might be a good idea to try to get a feel of what the couple's style is like. What kind of people are they? What type of music do they listen to? And when it comes to great royalty-free music, sound effects, and pretty much any other tool that you could think of to get your edit done, you're gonna wanna have a good place that you could turn to, like Artlist with their new Artlist Max. We are talking about an enormous library of high quality music and sound effects to choose from. And they even have a category for weddings so that you can find what you're looking for as fast as possible and get back to your edit. And now they have a huge selection of stock footage to help out your project. 100% true story, this just happened. I was shooting a wedding about a week ago in New York at this beautiful venue right on the water called the Liberty Warehouse. You should look it up if you're looking to get married. Non-sponsored, just really nice place. It's expensive, but it's nice. And at this venue, you're literally right on the ocean with a clear view right to the Statue of Liberty. It's far away, but it's a clear view. It's like right there. And these people decided to get married in January for some reason, and it was super windy and chilly by the water. And I couldn't get my drone over the water anywhere near close enough to the Statue of Liberty to get a nice shot of it. I would have probably lost my drone that day. But with Artlist Max, all I have to do is type in Statue of Liberty and boom, every shot I could ask for of the Statue of Liberty is right there for me to download. And with Artlist Max, you have access to a huge amount of ready-to-use, customizable templates that work with Adobe and Final Cut Pro. And you get a whole bunch of plugins as well that work with pretty much whatever video editing platform you could think of. Head over to artlist.io right now because they have a free trial going on, and there ain't nothing better than free. And if you use the special link in the description below, Artlist will add 2 free months onto your active subscription. Thank you, Artlist, for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to some of this gear here. Now, you probably have a whole bunch of small little knickknacks that you might want to bring with you to your shoot just in case you need something. And you want to probably have those pretty organized. You don't want them just floating around in your camera bag. This case right here from PGY Tech is great, and I bring it with me every single shoot. And I keep a whole bunch of little things in here. Let's see what I got in here. I have an Apple AirTag in case somebody tries stealing my shit. I track them down and you know what's up. I have rechargeable AA batteries, which are always great to keep with you. I have a set of these. There's a little place in here where you can put a Sharpie. Never used it, I have it just in case. I have a knife. I've used this probably almost every wedding. I have to wind up cutting something. You get the idea. It's well built. There's plenty of room in here, plenty of compartments. Even like things like Advil in case you catch a headache throughout the day. You don't want to be shooting all day and have a pounding headache, especially when the DJ is blasting music in your ear. Here is another bag from PGY Tech that I have too. And this is really great because you could actually store a lot in here. You could probably fit a camera body and 2 lenses in here. You could fit your drone in here. You could fit the remote in here. It has nice deep columns in here, and it actually fits a whole lot. And there's all these extra little compartments. So 2 great cases by PGY Tech, and yeah, they're pretty much my go-to brand when it comes to bags at this point. I mean, they send them over for free, which is always a bonus, but they just happen to be high quality, which is great. Another thing that I always keep with me at every single wedding shoot, because you never know when you're gonna be able to find a free outlet, or maybe there is a free outlet, but you wanna keep your gear nice and close to you, or you just don't wanna go venturing out, you don't have the time, you have to set things up, you have to do things on the fly when it comes to weddings. So a really great device is this OmniCharge power bank, which is just incredible. This is the OmniCharge 20C Plus. We have a 100-watt USB-C port on the left side of it. If you're looking face forward, we have a 60-watt USB-C port on the right side of it, which also doubles as a USB-C hub. You plug this into your computer, and now all of a sudden you have all these extra ports to plug other things into. Then you have 2 normal USB slots on the front. You have menu options, you have a screen here, power button, and you also have wireless charging on top. And you could plug crazy amounts of things in this all at one time. And the battery is really good. You'll get quite a few charges out of this thing. When it comes to ND filters, I personally like Freewell the best. I have Peter McKinnon variable NDs and they work great, but I always find myself turning to some kind of Freewell filter. They send things over to me all the time to test out, and no BS, I've never been disappointed once with one single product that Freewell has sent over to me. I think they're the best filter company out there. My tripod of choice, absolutely, which is actually what I'm using right now with my FX3, is the Ulanzi 0Y travel tripod. It's high quality, it's incredibly lightweight, it fits perfectly on a side pocket of my camera bag. I can't say enough great things about this tripod. This might be the best tripod that I've ever used. Now, things like a gimbal or a camera bag or light stands or other things like that that don't really matter, that will probably get the job done with pretty much any brand that you pick up, I'm not gonna go over them. I mean, I'll tell you real quick, when it comes to gimbals, I use Feiyutech gimbals because they sent me a couple of free gimbals, and I don't see any reason to go out and spend more money on another gimbal when what they send me works perfectly fine. And they're typically small and pretty lightweight and pretty functional gimbals. All the axes on here are locked. They have smartphone connection. I mean, DJI probably makes the best gimbals around, but you know, whatever you got, as long as it can hold the payload of your setup, then you should be good to go. Camera bags, like I said, PGY Tech all the way. They send me free stuff and it's always super high quality, and I'm always super impressed with them. I have like 3 of them right now, and I actually have a video coming out pretty soon with one of their newer bags that I can't talk about yet, so we're not going to get into camera bags right now. But I mean, you could pick up cheapo camera bags on Amazon.com, and as long as the zipper works and the straps don't break on you and it's fairly comfortable and it holds all your gear, then, you know, do whatever you got to do. That's it for this one. Thank you, Arliss, for sponsoring today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. Go sub to my new channel, please. It'll mean the world to me. There's no videos yet, but I'm working on them actively right now. I'm putting a lot of work into these videos, so go be a day oneer on the Everything Man. Link in the description below and at this end screen. Thanks for watching. Love you guys. I'll see you later. Salute.